Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video what we are going to do is we are going to convert an Excel file to a Word file. But it is not a traditional converter. What we are going to do is, let's say that we have a dummy Word document that is completely generic, and what we have to do is, depending on our Excel sheet data, we want to generate particular Word file which can be identical, right? So let's say that I'm a recruiter basically, and what I need to do is I need to generate offer letters for 4 candidates. So I don't want to edit the Word document on my own. I just want something automatic so that it can be generated automatically. So here, this is what we are going to achieve. So we will have an Excel file where we will have the candidate information like the name, the address and the mobile number, and through that we are going to generate the Word offer letter for each of the candidate. So this is what the description is, and I would like to shout out to Vishal Sharma, who suggested this, and because of him this video is being made, right? So if you were facing this problem and if you like to thank someone, thank him, right? Because of him this is all possible. Now let's not waste any more time. Let's first see that what we will do here, and then we will make the project from scratch and see how to make it basically, right? So let's first see the demo and then we will talk more. Alright, so coming to the demo, this is the code that I have written, and don't worry about it if you can't understand it much. I will explain line by line afterwards. So first let's see what it is going to do. So here you can see that I have this Excel file with me and this doc file, Microsoft Word file, on which I am updating the data. So let's see both of these files first. So this is my Excel file, and here you can see that I have this header column having name, address and mobile. So it is completely customizable. You can add any column that you want. It's dependent on you, right? So right now I have 4 names, 4 addresses and 4 mobile number, which means that I will have 4 offer letters. But how will they look like? So this is the dummy document. So here I have this at name, at address and at phone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to update these 3 variables or acronyms, whatever you can say, with the actual data. So this is going to be generic, but this is going to be dynamic, and that is what we are going to achieve. So through this Word document we will get 4 documents for these 4 candidates. So let's run this. So here you can see that I'm generating the document with the candidate name on my desktop. So let's first run this. Alright, so I didn't put up any message where we can see that the process has been terminated, but here you can see that it has been terminated. So let's see our desktop. Alright, so here you can see that we have generated 4 files and it has the name of 4 candidates also. So let's open just one. So here you can see that the name is here, the address is here and the mobile number is here. Rest everything is same, right? So that is what we are going to achieve. So now we are going to work on the actual project. So let me first clean up the entire thing and then we will start from scratch. Alright, so first thing first is that we need a new project. So here we are going to choose Maven because we have to download some dependencies, and we can leave it like this. So let's name this Excel to Word converter. Alright, so this is our project and this is the structure, which I don't think really matters much, but this pom.xml, here we are going to make some changes. So this is properties. Let's add dependencies. Now we need 2 dependencies. One is going to be your POI, Apache POI, and the second one is going to be again of POI, but POI OOXML, right? So these both will provide us the mandatory or the required classes that we basically require to make our application run. So afterwards we don't need anything. So let's see if we have the dependencies here. So we don't have that, so let's do something. Okay, let's do reload project. So here it is resolving the dependencies. Alright, so now we have everything. Actually we have a lot of thing here, but that's okay. We don't have to care much about here. Let's create our class. So let's name this main class, and let's add our main method here. Alright, so first thing first is that we have to read our Excel document and have the data with us, including name, address, mobile, everything, right? Because this is very much required, and we have to store this per row. And how do we do that? I'm going to create a Pojo class, let's say candidate, and that candidate object is going to contain name, address and mobile of each candidate, and that candidate object is going to get used to create the offer letter, right? So now that we have understand what we need to do, so first let's take baby steps. So first we have to read the Excel file. So for that we are going to use XSSF workbook, and we are going to create an object workbook. So a workbook can have multiple sheets, as in an Excel sheet can have multiple sheets. So here you can see that this is just sheet 1, and here the indexes are starting from 0, so it can have many. So that's why we have to be very particular that this entire thing is a workbook and this is our sheet on which we have to do the computation. Now there are two constructors again. One is going to be our default, another is parameterized, which take the value input stream. So here we have to provide the file on which we have to create the workbook. So you can provide any path or wherever you have put up that file, which is going to be your Excel file basically. So my path is at downloads, so let me remove this. Now there are two ways to provide the path. Either you can provide these double slashes, or you can provide a single slash like this. Like either one will work. So this will now try to throw an exception, so let's do that. Alright, now good to go. Now from this workbook we have to get the sheet, and as I've already told you that we only have one sheet and the indexes are starting from 0. So here we will provide the index 0, and let's say sheet, and let's create the local variable. Alright, so till now we are good. Now a sheet or an Excel document works on rows and cell base. So this is a cell and this entire thing is a row, and this topic I have also covered in my previous videos of whenever I have tried something with Excel document. I have also explained it there, maybe better or worse, I don't know, but I will explain it again. So this is a cell, this is a cell, these are all the cells. So as you can see, a row is comprising of cells, maybe n cells, right? So what we have to do is first we have to get the row, and through that row we get the cell, and through that cell we get the cell value. Now this cell value can be of different type. Excel also have data types. So this one is not string, this one is string, something like that, right? So we have to take care of that also. First what we need to do is from this sheet we have to get the rows. So there is a method row iterator. So now we have the rows with us. So let's create again a local variable. Now from this row what we need to do is we need to get the cell, or you can say the columns data. But remember this, that we don't want this one, we don't require this one, right? This is just for readability purpose. So what I will do is I will just do like this. So here we have already moved our pointer to our second row. So now we will start from here, which is what we wanted, right? So now there is one more thing that is required, is that we need a candidate list, right? Why? Because like I said, from this list itself we are going to create multiple offer letters, and here we are only taking an example of 4 candidates, but there can be 100, right? So putting it into a list is a good idea. So let's say candidate list equals to new array list. Good enough. Now we have to do the actual stuff, which means that we have to iterate over our cells. So let's first iterate over our rows. Now we will get our particular row from rows dot next. Now from this line number 24 we are getting this row, and so on and so forth. We will continue till this while loop is having a data, which means that it will get iterated till we have the data on each row. So at line 5 it is going to stop, right? That is how the iteration work. Now from this row we have to get the cell. So again we have a method cell iterator. Through that we will get cells. So you can say the cells or cell iterator, whatever seems comfortable. Now we have the cells with us. Now coming down to the main stuff. Through this cell we have to first identify whether we are at our name or at address or at mobile. That is also a pain, right? So for that what we will do is, first let's iterate over our cells. So again we will do cells dot as next, and now we will get a cell. Alright, now this is what we have. Now there is a method again from POI cell dot get address. So this provides a cell address object. Now what it does is it provides you that where this actually is in your Excel file, like what address mean. That is the meaning of this method, right? Through that we get a column number, which means if we are at a column, this is going to be 0, this is going to be 1, so on and so forth. So through that I can identify if it is 0, that means that this is at a column, which means that currently we are iterating over test or name, right? So similarly I will do the same thing for others. So here I will do 1, 2. Now what I have to do here, first I have to create an object of candidate, right? Then only I can set the values, but I don't have a candidate class. I just remember this. So let's create the candidate class first. So here what do we need? We need exact column matches, right? Name, address and mobile. That's it. So let's do that. Private string name, private string address, and then private long mobile. Now we need getters and setters. So let's do alt insert. Where did it go? Generate getters and setters. Alright, so we are done. Now let's come back and let's create the object. Alright, okay, something is being wrong here. Okay, that was the problem. I don't know how did that happen, but yeah, it did. Anywho, let's continue on. So now we need to do is we need to set the values of this candidate. So at my first column we have name. So now to get this name, what we need to do is we need to get the value from our cell. So now remember that this value is a string, and that is how you get the string cell value, but it could be numeric also, like for your mobile number. So that's different case, right? So type matters here, otherwise you will get an exception. Then set address and then cell dot again get string cell value. For this one it will get little bit tricky, so we are storing it in long. So set mobile, so first long, because we need to parse it, and then we will get the value cell dot get numeric cell value. Alright, good enough. So this numeric cell value gives us double, and then we have to parse it to long, because that's how Java works, right? Now we have the candidate with us. Now what we need to do is, after this while loop is over, we need to add this also. So we will do candidate list dot add, and let's say candidate. Okay, I have made a mistake. So this shouldn't be here, but here. Alright, good enough. So what we have done till now, we have read our file, and through that what we have done is we have iterated over our rows, and through that we have iterated over our cells, and through that cell, depending on which column we are, we have set the value of the object candidate. So after this while loop is over, what we will have is we will have 4 candidates into this list, right? Now we have the data with us, now we have to update it, right? So let's create another method. So let's say private void update word doc, and here we will receive the candidate object. Alright, so here again we are going to use Apache POI, because it again provides us another class for that. So it is xwpf document. It's hard to remember sometimes, but that's how it is. Then we will create the similar stuff, like first we have to create a Word document. Sorry, we have to read the Word document like we did for the Excel file. Similarly we have to do this. So again my file is at downloads folder, so I'll just copy this and paste it here, throw some exception. Right, now let's change this to this, the name is test word doc. Alright, so now what we have to do is we have to iterate over. So this Word document work on our paragraphs. So everything here is a paragraph, right? So remember that. So what you have to do is, so if you have a complex structure, like if you have a border, if you have a table, if you have a lot of tables, then first you need to iterate over your table, then row, then cell, then paragraph, then run, right? So you have to go with that order. Here we have everything simple, so here we just have to fetch the paragraph. So what we will do is we will do dot get paragraphs plural. Okay, alright, here we go. So let's say para, and let's create the local variable. Okay, that's something new. xwpf paragraph. Alright, now again we need another loop. So from our paragraphs we get runs as in the lines that you have. So para dot get runs. Right, so again this will be in xwpf run. Right, now from this run we have our line, and in that line itself we can check if it is containing at name, at address, and at phone or not, right? So that is how we will do it. So what we will do is first we will get the entire string. So let's say string test or line, whatever you can say. So let's say text, and then r dot get text. Right, so from this we will get our entire line. Now what we need to do is we need to check if we have at name, at address, or at mobile. So depending on that we have to update the data. So we will first say text dot. So first we will check if it is null or not, right? That's mandatory. And then we will check if text dot equals at name. So for these you can create a constant file also, but right now we don't have that many, so that's why there is no need. But otherwise we don't need else if, but if. Alright, so let's update these. So it should be address, this one should be phone, or was it mobile? Yeah, it was phone. Alright, so now we have the conditions. Now what we need to do to update is that we have our run with us. So on this runs itself, or run, we should say run here. So on this run, what we need to do is we need to set the text. It is like replacing over, right? So what we need to replace first, let's talk about that. So in this text itself we have to replace at name with the actual name, right? So we will do text dot replace, and here we will provide the old, which is going to be at name, and the new value is going to be candidate dot get name. And then we need to again provide this, which is nothing, you can ignore this, it's not that necessary or required to understand right now. And then similarly we have to do the same stuff for the other two, and let's update these. So this should be address, and again this should be your address. Let's put this to phone. Alright, so it should be get mobile, not phone. Right, so now we are good. Oh, something wrong. So yeah, so this is a long value and we need to parse it. So string dot value of. Alright, so now we have updated everything. Now we have to rewrite the document. So I will create 4 different documents. So for that we will have option doc.write, and here we have to provide the output stream, not the input stream. And then we will provide the path. So I will choose desktop here. Let's say offer letter underscore, and then we will get the name of the candidate, and then either doc or docs. Right, now what is left? So now we have to just call this method. So depending on our list, so candidate, and then candidate list, we will do update. Alright, so good to go. Okay, I forgot to make this static. Okay, now let's run this, and let me open my desktop also. So this is the old documents which I can remove. Right, so now let's run this. Alright, so get in an exception. Oh, the problem is with the doc file. Okay. Oh, stupid me. Okay, so here I made the mistake. It should not be XLS file, it should be docx. Alright, so let's run it again. Okay, so process finished, and let's see what we have. Yeah, so we have 4 documents with the accurate names. Let's open test2. Okay, so here everything is good. Test2 Delhi, and then the mobile number. So yeah, this was it for the code. Alright, so this was the code that I wanted to show you, and I really hope that you liked it. And if you did, don't forget to like the video and share it if you have to share it. So this is it for this video. I hope we will meet in some another video. Till then, have a good day, stay safe, and bye bye.